Hey, how's it going? It's Jonathan Miller. Let's go for a drive. I'm here at BMW of the Main Line in Bala Cynwyd, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia. I've been invited here to check out the brand new 2019 X7. This is the brand new, longer, three-road SUV from BMW, super luxurious, some crazy options in here. So we're going to check it out, take a look at the exterior, at some of the features on the interior, and then take it for a drive. And then later on, the next video, I'm going to compare the X7, this one is with the 6-cylinder, to the new X5. But the X5 I'm going to compare has the new V8. So we're going to compare the sizes of the two cars and then the two different motors. So if you guys are wondering, why is this dude wearing a winter jacket and gloves when it looks like he's in a photo studio? Well, I am. This is called a 360 booth. We'll take a look at it now. It's basically this rotating wall, white walls and lights, so we can rotate it and move the lights where we want to get video. This booth, although is situated in the garage here at the dealership, so it is exposed to the elements. So as you can see from my breath, it's like in the 30s right now. It's freezing cold, and I'm going to be out here for a few hours, so I have to keep warm. Hopefully I don't look too shabby for you guys. Let's take a look at the front end of this new X7. I think the biggest feature, obviously, that most people are talking about is this new grille. It is gargantuan. It literally looks like a shark is about to eat my head. It's very, very big. I didn't know what I'd think about it in person, but actually seeing the car is so big, the dimensions are so big. The big grille and these little slim headlights, it actually works for me. I think I like the big grille on the X7 much better than I do on the X5. So let me know in the comments below what you think about these new giant grilles from BMW. Let's talk about the dimensions on this new X7. Let's compare it to the new X5. The X7 is 9 inches longer, it's about 2.1 inches taller, and it's actually 0.2 inches narrower. So you'll see a lot of that length is in this back door. This is a huge back door. You probably see a door this size in an extended wheelbase car. From Mercedes has them and Audi has them. It's really, really long back door. But because it's 3 rows, it's nice to have that long door so you can open it wide, get the kids into the 3rd row, get into the back seat, super comfortable. I really love the dimensions of this car. I think it's a mix between a BMW and a Range Rover. That's who I think their biggest competitor is. I think they're trying to compete with the Big Daddy Range Rover with this X7. It's actually the X7's got the 3rd row, which the Range Rover doesn't. This car is super high-end, super luxurious. So I think it's a really good comparison to the Range Rover and also to the Mercedes GLS, which is growing old and needs an update. So I think this X7 is a really good car to look at when you're looking at the GLS and the Range Rover. Let's go for a drive. Brand new BMW X7 40i. Alright, let's see how this brand new X7 drives. I'm in these super luxurious high-end BMW individual leather seats. I've got this really nice leather steering wheel, heated. I've got my heated seat on. It's in the 30s outside, so my jacket and my gloves, I'm super cozy. So let's talk about this X7. It is definitely a big truck. It feels much bigger than an X5. This car rides on 2-axle air suspension. So the ride is actually very supple and the steering is very light, even though I'm in the sport mode. I actually brought this car over to my best friend's house. His wife was looking at an X5 3rd row, and the X7 came out. I said, you have to check out the X7. So BMW Mainline got the car in on a Thursday night. They brought it over to my friend's house the next day. She was the first person outside of the dealership to drive it, and she loved it. She said it had enough power. She said she drove a couple other SUVs, and they felt underpowered. She said this, with the 6-cylinder, felt definitely more powerful. She liked the supple ride, which is due to the air suspension. And she drove the car, loved it, called the dealership and ordered one on the spot. So she's waiting for the build and she will be getting an X7. She also noted that she has 2 little kids, so she's got 2 car seats in the back. And a lot of the cars that she was looking at with 3 rows of seats, to fold that second seat down to get into the back, it had to be folded flat. So with a kid seat in the back, it wasn't really feasible to have to take the kid seat in and out the whole time just to fold the 3rd row down. So let's step into the back seat of this X7. This one has the BMW individual, so it's got really nice interior. It's an upgraded interior to the standard leather, upgraded trim. You'll see it says BMW individual on the side sill. It has the optional running boards, which are nice. So I'll get in the back seat, and as you can see, plenty of room. This car is super big inside, really nice. This one has the optional entertainment system. I've got my little screens here, which will show me, I can put on nav, I can put movies on, music, hook it up to my phone, all kinds of stuff. Check out the car. It's pretty neat. The back seat, this car has a 5-zone climate, so in the back seat I can change the temperature, I can put the heated seat on, got a DVD player, actually it's got USB-C, not USB cables, so I guess they're going with a little forward thinking that most devices will be USB-C. On this door here I can do lots of things. I can put this sunshade up and down, and you'll also be able to move the back seats. So you might be asking yourself, how do I get into the 3rd row? What if I have kids seats on? Do the seats have to fold flat? Do I have to take the kids seat out? It's really annoying. So BMW has a good option for that. So there's a button here. We'll hold that forward, and as you'll see, the middle and this seat will move forward, and then they'll tilt up and you can slide in the back. And this 2nd row is back if you don't have people in the 3rd row. And this is like a limo in the back. It's awesome. So much legroom. Inline 6 turbo, 335 horsepower, 0 to 60, 5.8. There is a 5.0i option, which is the V8 twin turbo, which will give you about 100 plus horsepower more. So I'm going to go up my test drive hill where I can give it a little gas, see what this car is made of. Foot down. It doesn't throw you back in your seat, but it's definitely fast enough for the average person or the soccer mom driving her X7 with a bunch of kids in the car. Definitely don't need more power than that. Very smooth. The car has the BMW 8-speed automatic transmission. Shifts smooth. We have paddle shifters on the steering wheel if you want to take control over that. I'm in this X7 and we'll start it up. Let me just show you that this car features the optional, it's called the glass control. So basically the start button, the shifter, the iDrive, the little volume control are all crystal glass. It's a really crazy looking thing. So I think the new X7, this interior is very high end. This one actually features a BMW individual interior, so it has an upgraded optional trim. It has a leather dash. It has these nice seats. This color is called Tarturo Extended Merino Leather. Like I said, it's got the glass controls. We've got a wireless charger. This one actually has an optional heated and cooled cup holder. So if you want to keep your hot chocolate hot in the winter and your ice cold water cool in the summer, you can do so. Once again, like the new BMWs, we've got 2 digital screens. They are touchscreen. This one actually has something called gesture control. So if you have your hand over the center console in line with the screen, you can do things like if somebody calls, accept and reject calls. 2 fingers in will mute and unmute volumes. It's pretty interesting kind of stuff. So this car has the optional surround view 3D parking. So it basically shows you a top view of your car. Don't ask me how the software works to do that, but it does. Super neat stuff. It'll actually show you, it'll gray out an area next to the car to show you how wide the doors will swing open, which is a really nice option. Also, one of my new favorite features in cars is this ambient lighting. So we've got it on the dash and the footwells, around the console here. This one actually has an optional LED light in the moonroof. So there are all these little dots in the moonroof, and they all light up. So when you go in, and we'll go in here, and we'll ambient lighting. So we're on lilac. Let's change it to green, for example. So we'll change everything to green, and these little dots on the ceiling will also change. So pretty neat feature. Let's go over this little bump. Yeah, this car is super, super smooth. If you're looking to take your kids, your wife, what have you, on a long drive, this car is super smooth. Like I said, the steering's very light, so I'm sure you'll get used to it pretty quickly. Wow. Okay, so it has lane departure. So it saw that I swerved around the car and I crossed the yellow line, and it totally just pulled me into the lane. So I haven't felt that before. So that was quite interesting. I wasn't expecting that. And actually on my heads-up display, it shows me on the left-hand side where that lane is. So I'm sure you can switch that feature off if you want, but that's a pretty interesting feature there. I just didn't know about it really, so I wasn't expecting it. Obviously, this car has all the driver's aids you could want, so you don't have to worry about that. I'll list them on the screen right now, what those are. So I'm going around this turn. It's very flat. This air suspension is super, super smooth. Much smoother than a conventional spring and shock suspension. Do I think that this car can compete with the likes of Range Rover? I definitely do. You've got the BMW brand behind you. You've got really nice motor options in this car. They've got a really good warranty on their cars. Build quality is good. The interior on this car is super luxurious. I don't think you could really ask for more unless you wanted a chauffeur driving you around. So let me know in the comments below, what are the features that you like most about this car? What design aspects do you like or do you hate? Let's talk about that front grille. Let's talk about the length of the car, the luxurious interior, the third row seat. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think. Once again, I want to thank my friends over at BMW of the Main Line in Bala Cynwyd, Pennsylvania, for inviting me out to be one of the first people to test drive and review this car. It's a real honor. Thanks so much. If this is the first time watching, I really appreciate it. If you consider hitting the subscribe button, hitting the thumbs up if you like the video, and that bell, you'll be notified when new videos come online. I really appreciate you guys spending your time with me. As always, thanks so much. Take care and drive safe.